Did you ask her, why did you repeat the untruths?
I didn't ask her that.
Did you ask her, I mean, again, I'm asking you this question, and let me give you the premise, okay? You had just, the last time you spoke to her was on the 8th of August on this issue.
Yeah.
And on your evidence, the last time you spoke to anyone on this issue was actually the 8th of August too, right?
8th of August, yes.
Yes, because I was quite careful in finding out what happened throughout August and then September. And then you told me that on the 3rd of October, you weren't aware at that time, right? So now we're on the 4th of October afternoon. So
Yeah.
when you're seeing her, this would be the first occasion after the 8th of August that you'll be talking to anyone about this issue, right? Correct?
Talking to someone, yes.
Anyone, actually,
I think so, yeah.
yes. So in your mind, this was something that Mr. Singh was managing,
Yes.
right? And so from that perspective, did you ask her, what did you discuss with Mr. Singh? How did you end up repeating the lie again a few times?
I didn't talk to her about that, you know.
No, were you not concerned about that?
Of course, there would be concern, but at the same time, I mean, the fact is that I didn't, you know, shout at her to ask her why she lied again or what Mr. Singh had told her, because never in my mind would I expect that Mr. Singh will tell her to double down on the lie. So that was not a consideration.
Yes, no, fair enough, fair enough. But even taking that on board, not assuming that Mr. Singh would not ask her to double down on the lie, even taking that on board, you would be concerned to know how she has now come to in fact double down on the lie, actually, right?
I suppose I would, yes.
You would have, but you didn't ask her anything about that.
I didn't ask her about it at that point, no.
Okay. Did you ask her whether her family was already aware of the sexual assault issue?
I did not ask her about that at that time.
Okay. Again, I raise that because you said it was a necessary step for it to
Yes.
be disclosed.
Yes.
And you would have been aware that the very next day was another parliamentary sitting. So did you entertain the prospect that, given that she has now just repeated the lie, which of course has made the circumstance worse, would it have been an option for her to go to Parliament on the next day to clarify the lie?
I think theoretically, yes, it's an option, but practically, I don't think it's an option.
Why?
Because such a matter where she has to come to explain how she came to tell the untruth, and in her mind she has to talk about her past experience, and also the fact that she repeated it on the 4th, it would require careful structuring, I would say, her drafting, and to make sure that she's able to be very emotionally stable and comfortable with her statement of clarification. So if I can just talk about a reason why this would make sense. On the 3rd of August, you'll remember that that was the day when the speech was first made.
Yes.
And after the speech, I know that Pritam was basically chasing her to give details of the incident and so on. And based on certain information which she gave to him, which turned out to be further untrue, I do not know whether he actually went through those details
He explained it to
that she doubled down on and said that it was Bedok Police Station and so on and so forth. Then there was a clarification that she made that evening on the 3rd of August. And I believe that Pritam did help her with that clarification. And it turned out to be actually a clarification which further told the lie, you see. So I would say that haste in this circumstance, even on the 4th of October, is not wise. And we needed to do it calmly and in that sense with due deliberation.